Our foster care system is shattered. And this podcast is about how we as a community can come together to bring about change. Change in the system and changing the lives of children in foster care. Hi, my name is Rob Scheer. I'm the founder of a national charity called Comfort Cases. I'm an advocate for children in foster care. I'm a public speaker. I'm an author of A Forever Family. But most important, I'm a dad to 5 of the most amazing kids. Welcome to the Fostering Change podcast. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Rob Scheer, the host of Fostering Change, and I am so excited today to have my friend Mike Deeney here. As we all know, it's going to be National World Earth Day. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. You know, I want to say that we should love Mother Earth every single day. You know, as I live on a farm, one of the things that I love doing is putting my hands in the garden and, you know, watching. Just the other day, we had a new flock of baby chicks that arrived, and I love seeing the growth that we have at springtime. But I also love the fact that we actually do have Earth Day, and so many people around our world are celebrating and figuring out how can we preserve Earth for tomorrow. You know, I think about my kids and how important it is that my kids have a clean Earth. I know when I was a little boy, we didn't think much about the smog and the pollution. And, you know, nowadays I see it everywhere. So before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about Protector's mission. So this is Mike's, leads this particular organization, and it's about educate, entertaining, and protect. Mike, welcome to Fostering Change.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rob, for having me. Really appreciate it. Your story and your mission is truly inspiring. So I'm very grateful for you having me today. I appreciate it.
So Mike, let's dive right in. I want to know, I mean, like I said in the very beginning, we all love to make sure that we're protecting Mother Earth. And talk to me a little bit about why you decided to start an organization.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, you know, right off the bat, educate, entertain, protect, and our mission is a focus to support children's literacy and to inspire the next generation of young learners to protect each other and to protect our planet. And we feel what makes us unique through our storytelling is we're activating endangered animals all around the world as heroes to empower the animal community and share the values to inspire kids to get out and make change. And through these stories, we feel like it's a great vessel to inspire and teach. So Earth Day is really special, obviously, you know, for our heroes, but it gives us a chance each year to have a fundraiser for the organization, one at back to school, and then one for Earth Day. So we're really excited. This April 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern is going to be our next event. So we're very, very excited to put on a good show.
That is awesome. So you're actually going to put on a show. You're going to raise some money, you know, and you talked about endangered species. You know, I've been reading lately, and actually probably within the last 18 months, where we're seeing more and more animals come off the endangered species list. And I want to tell you, I'm a little concerned about that because they got on that list for a reason. And I don't see, you know, all of a sudden, if I go to the beach, you know, I don't see hundreds of whales popping out of our ocean, but I see that we're backing away more and more with animals who are listed in our endangered species list. Talk to me a little bit about that, because I'm alarmed, and I know that my children are alarmed about that.
Yeah, I think, you know, we all fall in love with animals as we're, you know, growing up as kids and reading the stories through literature. And I think we go to the zoo and we start to imagine what it'd be like to travel around the world and see some of these rare species. And, you know, in kind of our opportunities of visiting schools, you know, pre-pandemic, you know, it's, you know, our story sparked a lot of questions about the endangered animals that were in our stories, but also opens up a nice dialogue to say, you know, the red panda and the slow loris are two of our heroes. You know, why did we choose the red panda and the slow loris? And, you know, because they're cute, you know, they're adorable, but they're also strong and they're also brave. And so I think sparking those questions about, you know, why are they endangered, deforestation, poaching, you know, these lessons that kids might not be aware of. They're just great teaching points, which kind of opens up the dialogue. And is that if we don't do something to take care of them or understand why they're endangered, then we might not have the chance to see those animals at some point in our lives.
No, and I agree with you. I tell the story quite often. The zoo is my go-to place. It was the very first place I took my husband on a date, by the way.
Yeah.
It was also the very first place when my children arrived from foster care that we went. So we're really lucky. We live in the nation's capital, and it is the only free zoo that I am told that is left within our country. And I love the fact that my office was so close to the zoo that there were many afternoons that I would walk and I would actually sit and watch the pandas and watch the red pandas. And I don't think I told you this, but the red pandas is one of my favorite animals at the National Zoo. And we have an entire interest group, and you would know what the wording is called, where we're doing breeding. We're bringing red pandas in from other zoos, and I know that people are going to email us. And by the way, you can email us at fosteringchange@comfortcases.org to ask your questions. And I know I'm going to hear people say, well, animals shouldn't be in cages and animals shouldn't be in zoo. And I will have to say that there's a part of me that I feel the same way. But if we don't do this and we don't learn about them, how can we protect them?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I think, we're also trying to learn as much as possible through our story, telling, and we've reached out and made a wonderful partnership with the Red Panda Network. They were a huge source of us trying to educate ourselves on the science and natural habitats, the characteristics of the actual red panda, and then we can kind of build that into the character of Avery. But what we really learned is that the Red Panda Network does a lot of conservation work in Nepal, on the ground, in the natural habitats to protect the species in the wild. And we've also created some nice partnerships here in local zoos. And the Henry Villa Zoo in Wisconsin is fantastic, and they have red pandas on site, and their work is important. So it's kind of understanding the balance between the conservation work in the zoo format as opposed to in the natural habitat, but it is all important. So we just try to learn from the science and learn from these top line scientists that are researching these animals and providing us with all the facts.
Yeah, I love the fact that, for my family, wherever we go on vacation, one of the places we always try to visit is a zoo. So we've been very lucky. We've been through zoos all over the country. And I want to remind people there's a big difference between a circus and a zoo. A big difference between a zoo where, we are trying everything we can to make sure they live in some type of what their natural setting would be. And I know, for instance, at the National Zoo, we just spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to do what they call the elephant walk. As we have learned throughout the years that elephants are roaming animals and they love to walk in long distance walking. And so the National Zoo has actually done an elephant walk to try to keep them as much as they can in what they would be if they were in their own setting. And the thing that we have to also realize is that their own setting, they're being poached. The red panda is being poached.
Yeah.
These animals are being poached for reasons, and by the way, for not science. They're being poached for their ivory, for their fur. They're being poached for, I was reading last week where, there's a particular monkey that is being poached so people could eat its brains. And by the way, guys, these are not horror stories.
Yeah.
These are not, I'm not reading this in the National Enquirer. I'm reading these in National Geographic. And, so I want to talk a little bit about, before we get ready to take a break, I want to talk a little bit about your book series, because I was really fascinated, because I do believe that teaching our children to read helps our future for tomorrow. So tell me a little bit about your book series.
Yeah, so the way we try to approach the storytelling through the eyes of endangered animals is, finding the compassion of how they're escaping danger. And so we try to balance with a lot of humor. And so Avery and Masa first meet in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and they're captured in crates. And so we kind of have built, and through the adventure series, some of our protagonists and our antagonists, where they're chasing them, and they have to escape danger and then eventually save the animals of Java Island. And then these adventures carry around the globe. So we do have that aspect of the poachers trying to catch them. So we kind of build that action adventure in there. And we also try to approach it with humor, lots and lots of humor. So we have a chapter book series, which is built for ages 6 through 8. We have also started to build an ABC book to introduce kids to endangered animals, which my son loves, who's 16 months. And then to bridge the gap, we have a picture book. So we're kind of building a ramp of the storytelling and kind of getting used to the world of Avery and Masa, so that the kids can kind of grow with the characters and kind of challenge them for independent reading, reading engagement, which is really important. So that's kind of a little bit about the chapter book series, but it's all accessible on protectorsoftheendangered.org. You can download the books, you can read them for free. And then we also have paperback books, which we donate, which circles into the event, because that provides us the ability to really take a look at the lack of children's books at home. Yeah. And that is one of our major incentives and one of the big initiatives for this fundraiser coming up, because all of the donations directly will go towards providing the printing, the donation, and getting these books into to help families at home so they can actually build their home libraries. So yeah, it all kind of ties together.
I love it. I love it. Listen, everybody, it's protectorsoftheendangered.org. As we get ready to take a break, take this little bit of time, go to their website, learn about them, because again, we need to strengthen our future. Mike, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to get back because I want to talk more about this fundraiser and about how we're preparing for Earth Day. We'll be right back, everybody. This episode of Fostering Change is sponsored by Comfort Cases, a national nonprofit that is inspiring our communities to bring dignity and hope to youth in foster care. For just $10 a month, you can support the Comfort Cases mission to eliminate trash bags from the foster care system. For every $10 donated, a Comfort XL duffel bag will be given to a child entering foster care. Please help us be part of the change. Go to comfortcases.org and see how you can help a child entering our foster care system. Welcome back, everybody. I am here with my friend, Mike Deeney. Mike is the founder of protectorsoftheendangered.org. It's all about protecting the animals for tomorrow. There are so many animals within our world. I read, Mike, all the time, all of a sudden a new species is found. I was saying to my son, Alex, the other day, as I was reading about another species that was found of a snake, and I was like, how in the world could we have lived on this planet for so long and we are still finding all these incredible species? Yes. And then I start thinking about what you're doing, which is protecting them. And as we were getting ready to take a break, you were talking about getting the books in the hands of kids who normally wouldn't get a book. And it makes me think about, as a kid growing up, I don't remember owning my own book until I was in my early 20s. And so I know how important it is to make sure that in the inner city, that the lower income areas, that these children have an opportunity to have one of these books. But before I talk about that, you made a comment. You actually made two comments earlier that I want to touch base on. One, you said the word free. So you're telling me that someone could actually go to your website and read this series for free?
Yes, they're all available, easily accessible. Just protectorsoftheendangered.org, and there's a nice little nav bar link that says educational platform, and it scrolls down and you can access the chapter books. There's also activity guides that teachers can access and families who need additional resources at home. There's Avery's activities, which is printables at home, word searches, mazes, and also a video series of Masa's fun facts. So there's a whole series based on the slow loris. And we worked with our partners. So the Red Panda Network Little Fireface, which is a wonderful organization on the ground in Java Island, who is the world leader in slow loris research. And we recently just created a partnership with earthday.org, which is wonderful, gearing up for our big event. So we try to partner with these organizations and really try to educate the kids through community-based outreach. And it supports literacy. It engages the kids to talk about values to protect each other, and then ultimately to be a protector. So our mission pillars, we hope inspire and attract folks from each of these kind of sectors, and we're really happy with the progress and how things are developing.
I love that. I love the fact that you said the word free. And the reason is that for so many times I hear people make excuses. I can't afford that, or, I really want my child to be able to have those same type of opportunities, but I can't afford this. And here, they're able to go to your website and download these books and read them at no charge whatsoever. Let me tell you, if that was a reason alone for why I should go to your website and donate, nothing else would be. As our listeners and our watchers, and by the way, anybody can watch this. They can go to our YouTube. Please subscribe. Watch Mike and I have this conversation, because you're able to literally go to their website and read about these amazing adventures and be able to learn about how to protect. That is truly what we, each and every one of us, should be wanting to do, which is to protect each other. And where do we start? Well, one, I've always said, you protect our kids. That should be the number one. And then protect our world. Protect our world. And Earth Day, it's on the 18th. Now, I got a little question about that. Is it always on the 18th, or is it normally on the 20th, or what is the...
Yeah, it's on the 22nd. We are doing our event on the 18th.
Okay.
Because we're building kind of a family feel into it, and just the accessibility. I think on a a late Sunday afternoon and a Sunday evening, we're hoping that might provide some folks and families to kind of to join in. But I cannot stress the word fun. We really want to inspire kids and families to take part. We're also building a Planet Protector party with a wonderful children's theater virtual group called Scamper Theater. And they're going to put on a great, fun dance party, scavenger hunt, discover the world of Avery and Masa earlier in the afternoon around 3 p.m. And then later that evening, it's our fundraiser that starts at 7. So my wife, Sterling, will be a host. And we had a great time doing our inaugural fundraiser back to school, where we had fantastic Broadway stars come in and sing songs and celebrate the theme. And so we're putting together a great show. Also, it's nice to introduce for our entertain pillar that we created our first original song to support our platform called Change the Tide.
Okay, so I was going to bring that up, by the way, because I love that song. I mean, I love that song. I have downloaded it in my Apple Tunes. When I first heard about you, it happened to be one of the first things that I clicked on, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, this song is catchy and I love it. The fact, how can you not love it? Because it's from a beautiful Broadway star. And even though I will have to tell you, I think I would like to hear your wife sing that as well. But Sterling and I will have a conversation about that at another time. But the thing is that I think kids would love to hear that song too.
Yeah.
I really do. Do you think maybe she might be performing on the fundraiser?
Yes, I can actually say that my wife is, and I think we spoke a little bit about that. She is a dancer and a dance teacher here locally in Charlotte, but also in New York. She's fantastic with inspiring kids to follow their dreams through dance. So we have a special dance performance to change the tide. We're going to mix it up a bit. It's going to be awesome. And then we also have some other special guests that we're going to be announcing on our social media over the next few days at Protectors of the Endangered on all our social. But it's going to be a great show. We're going to share how our mission is impacting folks, what we've achieved in the first full year. It'll be 1 full year on June 1st. And then we're also going to highlight some of our partners, and then just have some great musical acts come on board. So it's gonna be fun. Kara Lindsay, who sings the song, she's gonna be a part of it. And if I may, you mentioned Wicked, but I think a very cool story to kind of share is, when I first saw my wife perform in Wicked, Cara Lindsay was performing as Glinda. And after the show, I remember telling Sterling's that when the time comes for the Avery and Masa theme song, I would be so grateful if she would sing it. And years later, I was able to reach out and ask her if she would sing it, and she was very honored, and I was honored. And we created this, and we're really proud of the song. And it's inspired by the stories from the books. So we're hoping that we read the books, you listen to the song, and then you be a protector.
Yeah, I love that. And by the way, I have to tell you, I did just the opposite. I listened to the song, and I actually listened to it more than once when I first listened to it. And then I got in, and by the way, I know that it's for that 6th to 8th grader, those chapter books, but I actually really enjoyed reading some of the books, and actually got my kids who were reading bits and pieces of it.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I love it.
Thank you.
April the 18th at 7 p.m. Is it tickets for sale, Mike?
Yes, it's right on our website. It's the first thing you see at the top. It's a quick, easy registration, and it's live right now, so you can access it on protectorsoftheendangered.org, also through our social channels. And yeah, it's we would love for folks to visit the website, learn more about the mission, and really just have a good time with us. To kind of support the donation of more books to get out into the communities. And please feel free to reach out if there's teachers that anyone knows that can use extra support, or parents or that are homeschooling. Please, DM us, email us, reach out, because we'd love to support in any and all communities, and even around the world.
I love the fact that you and I have had this conversation offline, is that we're going to start getting some of those books and putting them in our comfort cases.
Yes.
Because I truly do believe that children who are in our foster care system deserve to have the same opportunities as my children have. And by the way, Mike, you have a little one, 16 months old.
Yes, we do.
Have you started sleeping yet?
Yes. Well, he was singing last night for a bit, let me tell you. But our son Dylan, he's a joy, and my wife is incredible. And so this whole time, the silver lining of being with him at home, it makes us work harder. It definitely makes me work harder to make this mission be a reality, building a better world for Dylan and his friends that he's going to meet along his journey. And teaching him all the lessons of appreciating everyone, and really just being a protector. And so it's wonderful seeing the world through your children's eyes.
Let me tell you, it makes it so different. As a dad of 5, I'm telling you, on Sunday, I was out with my youngest son. He was skateboarding, and you just see things differently than when you do when no child is around. So, not everybody's meant to be a parent, so I don't need all the emails saying, but I don't want to be. I get it. I just happen to be somebody that really wanted to be a dad. Mike, it has been an absolute pleasure. Listen, everyone, we say this quite often. How you can support us is by visiting our guest website, figuring out how you can help, do the change the tide, register for their unbelievable gala, I will call it, virtual fundraiser that's going to be on October the 18th at 7 p.m. Go to their website, protectorsoftheendangered.org. If you have some questions, please send them to fosteringchange@comfortcases.org. You're able to listen to many podcasts. I see them popping up everywhere I turn around. But I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to Fostering Change. We really want to make sure that we change our community, educate our community about so many amazing things that are happening within our world, and not just in foster care and adoption. I mean, we have to realize that the children who enter foster care today, they also deserve a healthier earth tomorrow. And how we do that is we protect each other, and then protect them by protecting all of the animals that deserve to be on the earth, which, by the way, they share with us. they share with us. If you go back and look, they were here before we were here. So we deserve to protect their home. You know, Mike, I always want all of my guests to give the last word. So I would love to hear what you have to say.
Well, I appreciate that. And these books will be on the way, and we were going to work together to support your mission in any way we can by having these books be a part of the wonderful care packages that you do in your mission. And you just continue to inspire me. You know, we are a new mission, and we want to make the biggest change that we possibly can in following in your leadership. We want to support your mission as well. And so thank you for having me. We look forward to hopefully connecting again soon. And please reach out, protectorsoftheendangered.org, and follow us on our social media at Protectors of the Endangered. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you helping us.
Oh, Mike, anytime. And by the way, I follow them. I really would love to see their numbers go up. Follow them on Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure that you let people know about them. Get your kids involved. Go to their website. It's free, my friends. And then make a donation. So, you know, I say this quite often. I'm able to go out and purchase a book for my child. So I love an organization that I'm able to purchase a book, and then I can purchase a book for a child who maybe their parents can't afford it. So please do that, because we want to get these books in everyone's hands. Mike, thank you so much. For all of our listeners, please do me a favor. Share, share, share. If you have a story that you'd like to tell our audience, or if you'd like to maybe ask a question, please email us at fosteringchange@comfortcases.org. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch our podcast and not only just listen to it. I hope each and every one of you have an amazing day and continue to be a good human. Take care. I would like to thank all of you for listening to the Fostering Change podcast. You can subscribe on all of your favorite podcast streaming platforms, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Make sure you follow Comfort Cases on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter at Comfort Cases. Check out the Fostering Change blog at comfortcases.org. And I know some of you have a question, and I know some of you would love to be a guest. Please personally reach out to me at fosteringchange@comfortcases.org. That's fosteringchange@comfortcases.org. Then do me a big favor. Please help spread the word. Share this podcast. Share it with your friends and your family. Remember, I say this quite often. We're all part of the same community. And that community, it's not our zip code, but our human race. Let's all make a difference.